If I'm cut off the entire time, that's okay.
It doesn't matter. So, Ghostbusters review.
Part 2. No.
Yes, part 2, because finally we got to go and see. Bum-ba-dum-ba-bum, bum-ba-dum-ba-bum.
Suicide Squad.
I think you skewed the camera.
No.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Oh,
Sorry, Putin. Well,
and I know it's not opening night.
Oh my
But-
god.
They gave us these really cool posters.
I haven't seen these yet. Oh my god.
Okay, I need to give one of these away to like a super fan.
Oh my god. That's
Right?
colorful.
Tell you what, I'm gonna post one of these in the study where I do the review, and then one of these I'm gonna give away to like a super fan. Someone who's
Yes.
stuck to the site. Let's see. We'll come up with some contest conditions, and then I'll sign it. TP will sign it, and real names.
Oh, there you go. That's reason enough to enter this contest. We'll find out his real name.
Oh, you gave it away. You gave it away in the last review.
Is that a clue? I don't know.
Yes, you did. You gave it away in the last review. But Suicide Squad. So, I have seen, now, full disclosure, I've seen this movie 3 times. Once on opening night, that's how come I have those posters. Once again,
Nice.
with my good friend here. And then, yes, I admit, I stole it once online. But I already paid money for the film, so you know what? Fuck it, whatever. But, before you hear my opinion...
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was
Talk
better.
about it.
It
Let
was
me
better
hear-
than I
what did
thought
you
it
have
was
to
gonna
say?
be. I think
was-
I went in with such low expectations because I'm so late seeing it, and everybody's like pissing over this movie, basically.
Oh, thank you. That is the perfect way to describe it. People are either pissing over this movie or gushing over this movie, right?
I'm somewhere in between. It was good. It was good.
So, for those of you who don't know, this movie is currently sitting at a 23%
Is
on
it
Rotten
really?
Tomatoes from the critics and a 78% from the fans.
Which is
It
pretty
is
good.
the largest disparity that has ever existed. And I have listened to both sides of the argument. I've listened to the critics, I've listened to the fans, and I have to say this. Both of your arguments are valid. Both of you are
just a
completely
matter of
right
opinion.
in every way, shape, or form. When I saw this movie the very first time, and I mean the very, very first time, I texted you and I said, this movie's not good,
Yeah.
but it's enjoyable.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
kind of like everything a summer blockbuster should be.
Yes, exactly.
Like, it doesn't make you think too much. It's just enjoyable.
Watching it the first time, right? Watching it as a critic, here's what you're looking for. Cinematography, pacing, storyline, etc. And
Yeah.
this movie has none of that, right? The pacing is way off. The opening starts with way too much exposition, right? Some
I
of
like
the
the opening because like someone like me who doesn't know, like, I knew some of the characters, not all. It was good. I needed it. I used it. Needed it.
Oh, that's absolutely true. But here's the thing: they did so much advertisement for these characters that I feel like I already knew who they were. I had a pretty
Yeah.
good. For example, Harley Quinn. Who doesn't know who
Well,
Harley
yeah.
Quinn is?
Well, obviously, yes.
Like someone as obscure as Deadshot, sure, right?
Okay, see again. All right, I should preempt by saying I watch all DC TV, like not all, but most DC TV shows. So like Katana Girl, I was happy to see pop up in this movie. That was probably my favorite surprise. I'm just like, it's you. I'm pretty sure it's the same actress too. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And Deadshot was an Arrow played by a different person. He's dead too, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay, there.
So I knew who those
Spoiler
people were.
alert.
For those who happen to have watched Arrow.
So clearly this takes place before Arrow.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's a younger version of what's her face, Amanda Waller too. Well, but then she's dead. Spoiler alert for Arrow fans.
So wait, a younger
If anyone's
version.
an Arrow fan, like message me, please.
So okay. Talk to her in the comments? Question mark? I don't know how they contact you. Your email is not in the about.
if
unlike
you get
mine.
a DM, you can pass it on. You know.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, so I know some DC characters, but like the Boomerang guy and Diablo there, no.
I know next to nothing about DC characters
yeah.
except for one. I know Joker.
That's
I
it.
know Joker and I know Batman.
And
That
Harley.
is it.
Harley too.
Fuck Fish Boy. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Aquaman, I don't give a shit that he's king of Atlantis, and I love Atlantis. I fucking love Atlantis.
And Flash was one of my favorites. So to see him
Flash
pop up,
Flash
if
is her
only for
boyfriend.
a second. If only for a second.
Flash is her homeboy.
Grant Gustin.
The only good part of Pada. Yeah, let's go with the Harley Quinn accent. The only good part of Batman v Superman. That's a horrible accent.
I know it is.
My accent is horrible. The only good
I
part...
thought you meant mine. I'm like, yeah.
No. Yours is fine. Mine is awful. I can't do accents. Not true, we know, but...
Anyway.
The only good part of Batman v Superman for her was that when the Flash popped up for 2 seconds to give Batman
I'm still mad it's not Grant Gustin, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it.
Way off topic.
That's a whole other... I could go on, but anyway.
So, lots to talk about in this review. Very little time.
Yes.
Ridiculous. She has to work.
Don't you?
Yeah, but I work at like noon till 4, and I'm getting paid $2,000 a month.
Okay, then move along.
Meanwhile, you got a raise.
I'm up at 7. Okay, that's all we need to know.
Nothing.
That's why I'm here doing reviews.
I make twice, and none of them are monetized.
Whatever. Anyways. Go.
So lots to talk about. First of all, the characters.
Well, we all know who I think most people's favorite, Harley Quinn, was my favorite part of this movie.
Harley Quinn and Joker, we need to talk about them separately, because if we try and include them in this, they're going to get swamped. So let's talk about the others. About the non-Joker characters.
Will Smith. Yeah, well, he did well.
Will Smith is in this movie playing...
Deadshot.
Playing Will Smith from the 1990s. Where the fuck did you go? Thank God.
Welcome back.
Oh my God. You know what? I can forgive Will Smith for not being in Independence Day 2 because he was in this movie.
At least there was some character growth and realization in this for him.
Thank you. He had better things to do. But you know what? To be quite honest, I don't think that Deadshot was a villain.
No.
Because he only kills bad guys.
He was kind of the ringleader of them all. Like,
yeah, like you've got Rick Flash, he's the ringleader of the good guys, and then you've got Deadshot, he's the ringleader of the villains.
And they come together. There was a moment.
Does Deadshot strike you as a bad person? Who does he kill?
Well,
he kills gangsters and other people that other bad people want to kill. He only kills bad guys. It's that
but he wants to kill Batman.
Okay, true, but why does he want to kill Batman?
Yeah, I don't know. They don't expand.
Because Batman attacked him when he was with his daughter on fucking Christmas Eve. I would want to kill Batman.
Batman owes his life to an 11-year-old child.
Thank you. Batman owes his life to... 1, Batman owes his life to an 11-year-old child. 2, Batman had no tact, because it's fucking Christmas Eve. She's got a doll in her hand. What's your problem? Aren't you the good guy? I don't want to do this in front of your daughter. Then fucking get out of here. Come back later. You know who he is. What? You tracked him down in the middle of Gotham in the middle of in a dark alley? You can't figure this shit out when he's on the job?
You know what? That's true.
Come on, man. You're Batman. You're Bruce Wayne. World's greatest fucking detective. You had to be tipped off by Amanda Waller, who, by the way, totally knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Best line, how are you still alive? This is my favorite part.
Amanda Waller is exactly what I expected her to be.
She's a bitch both on movie and TV screen.
Now, I do know Amanda Waller, but I know of her in passing. Because I watched a movie about villains, right?
Again, Arrow fans.
In the DC and the Marvel universe. Okay, I watched a movie about it, and they mention Amanda Waller as being the kind of villain that can control other villains, right? Okay, fair enough.
Clearly.
And speaking about Marvel versus DC, because this is one thing that we have to talk about. My major gripe with DC is...
DC or Marvel?
Marvel. My major gripe with Marvel is...
Well, they don't show body counts.
They don't show body count! Guys, let's tally this up. A gigantic meteor, right? A giant chunk of city is lifted out of the earth and is about to be slammed into the ground. How many bodies do we see? 1. Quicksilver's.
Oh, yeah.
Captain America, World War II veteran, Winter Soldier. How many bodies do we see?
Haven't seen him. So sorry.
Goose egg!
And here, there's just bodies everywhere.
Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. He fucking annihilates people. He goes and he shoots terrorists in the desert. How many bodies do we see? Goose egg again. What the? And here's the thing. Look for it. Look for it in the films. There's like a scene where he goes and he like saves a village from a bunch of terrorists who are gonna like steal the women and children and shoot all the men. And he goes and he like shoots a whole bunch of terrorists. The next scene, the bodies on the ground are gone. Right? Just gone. In the Marvel Universe, there is no blood anywhere. My major gripe with Batman v Superman, very beginning, gigantic building collapses full of people. Woman, little girl standing in the rubble. Where's your mother? Have her point to like a foot, right? Just sticking out from, or have somebody impaled on one of those big building spikes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Show me that people die in these universes. This movie,
No.
body count. Yeah. Fucking bodies everywhere.
He's like, look, there's
Thank
a leg.
God.
That's a leg. There's in the subway.
Not even a leg. On like, if I don't know if you guys can see this, but okay, look over there. If you live in Toronto, you can totally figure out where we live. So look over there. See that pillar? See that pillar? Okay, so in the middle of the movie, they're entering. There's just half of a body welded to the thing. Like it's a top blackish mushy mash, and then just two legs sticking out from the bottom, just hanging there. Like, why not? You know what? Fucking A. Thank God. Body count. Oh, God. Thank you for being realistic. Unlike, every Marvel movie. They fucking smash a giant hovercraft. Not one of them, not two of them, but three of them. Into the ground. Nobody.
We get it. We're good.
Moving on.
So we can cover everything.
So DC, you're finally superior to the Marvel films by showing people die. Thank God. Actually, you know what? Man of Steel. They showed. I'm wrong. Man of Steel. They showed Zod's dead body. So you know what? You've got two up on them. Good for you.
Oh, I've repressed that movie a little. Anyway, moving on.
I've never watched that movie, by the way.
You don't have to.
So, speaking of, this movie is a sequel to Batman v Superman. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the year 2016, they did not just release this sequel to Man of Steel. They released the sequel to the sequel of Man of Steel. And by early next year, I'm going to pick March as my release date. If
you heard it here.
Okay, I'm going to say about March. So within 6 months of this, we will be looking at the sequel to the sequel to the sequel of Man of Steel, because after this comes Justice League. That's one main difference I can characterize about the two universes. In the Marvel universe, it's an actual universe. Things happen adjacent to each other, but completely unrelated, okay? Nothing that happens in Iron Man 3 has anything to do with Captain America Winter Soldier, which has fuck all to do with Thor 2 or Thor Ragnarok, the one that's coming up, right?
I'm so behind.
All of them are just separate. They're separate, and occasionally, bloop, they come together for the Avengers. Great. DC, on the other hand, their universe is completely linear, okay? Not a thing happens that is not influenced by something else. The very opening of this movie reminds you of that. What happened in the previous movie? What happened in the movie that... Let's see. When was Batman v Superman released? I want to say May.
Oh, yeah, like a few months ago, I think.
Okay, so let's see. May, June, July, August 5th. This is August, like what? August 12th?
16th.
Oh, Jesus, really?
We'll see how long it takes to get this on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right, because we went and saw Ghostbusters last week. I'm a week behind. So, this is August 16th. 3.5 months have passed. They felt the need to remind us what we just saw.
Yeah, well, again, it's all one. They're bringing characters in. Freaking Flash showed up. Katana Girl showed up. Mm-hmm. Everybody showed up.
Okay, so to address the critics... yes, I agree. The movie was paced not very well. Here, I'm going to open the windows because it's hot in here. It's very hot. Okay, I agree. The movie was not paced very well. Some parts are very slow, and there is a lot of stuff left on the cutting room floor. I agree with you, okay? A lot of the stuff that happened in the trailers, not in the film. And I'm so curious to see an extended cut of this film. Because I feel like a lot of the plot holes, and they're minor plot holes, I'll say this. A lot of the minor plot holes, a lot of the better dialogue, it will come together and it will feel better paced. Okay, I agree with you on that. I will give you that one. Jared Leto's performance as Joker. To anyone that says Jared Leto is a horrible Joker, one, fuck, and two,
yeah,
you.
That was good.
Because,
well, let's get into Joker and Harley stuff so we can get it in before this review is over.
Let's get this in so we could finish the review, because we've talked about everything else.
Yeah.
We've done the comparison between
Save the
DC
best
and
for
Marvel.
last right now.
Captain Kangaroo and the other background characters, I felt we could have had
whatever.
less of their story and more of the others. Let's finally get into Harley and Joker, because this is really their film. I called this the second I saw the trailer. The film is going to be, here's Harley Quinn and here's the Suicide Squad featuring Harley Quinn. Oh,
Finally,
and the Joker.
she's in a movie. Yes.
Yeah, and the Joker is there too, right? That's what I called. They did it a little slightly differently, not by much. Okay, slightly, not by much. So, the main complaint about Jared Leto's Joker is that it's not true to form. Okay, which form? Because if we're talking about who the Joker is, the Joker is a gangster. Okay, he's a straight up gangster. He belongs to the mob. He belongs to the mafia. That's who he is.
I'm gonna go with you on this because I don't know as much lore as you.
Oh no, I don't. Look. I've never read a DC comic book in my life, and I never will. Everything I know in passing. Okay, so take me as a layperson. I know in passing that Joker is part of the mob. That Joker was created when the character Red Hood was pushed into a vat of ace chemicals by Batman. Okay,
I just learned this today, folks.
This is canon. Anybody who watched the original Batman movie in the 1990s, the very first one, with Jack Nicholson, who don't know this, right? Who doesn't know this? Who
don't know this?
This is why his hair is green and his lips are red, because of the Red Hood. Okay, follow me on this.
Okay, go on.
So they all said, okay, Joker's this weird over the. No, that's exactly who he is. Joker is somebody who is gone. Joker is somebody who was knocked into a vat of chemicals by Batman. Had his DNA altered, okay? He's a mobster, and now he has these weird, psychotic rages, right? Where he goes from being almost normal to being completely whacked out, okay? That's who the Joker is, okay? And he just sees everything. He's descended into madness in order to escape his memories. And I sympathize with the Joker. I really do, okay? I understand where he comes from. As a person whose memories are constantly gnawing at his sanity, okay? Oh, I am a murder and a bad laboratory accident away from being my own Joker, okay?
Great.
Okay, Harley?
Oh God.
So, I understand where the Joker is coming from. Jared Leto, in terms of playing the Joker, plays the Joker exactly that.
Yeah.
He's a mobster. He's the head. He's the head of his own gang. That's what we see in this portrayal. Yes, it's not. Why so serious? Right?
It's pretty good.
It's not that. Okay? That is a different Joker. Let's put that aside. Even if you wanted that Joker, you couldn't have him. The guy committed suicide. Okay? He's dead. He's gone. It's over. Give it up. This Joker goes way back to the original and then goes from there. This is a comic book Joker. This is the kind of Joker you would see in the comics. The original, the Golden Age comic. He's a mobster who's willing to kill people, who's also psychotic. Okay, fair enough. Another thing about the Joker I have to address. A lot of people, and this is a very particular scene in the film, Harley is being converted into Harley Quinn via the New 52 route, where basically Joker goes and takes her and In the New 52, Joker takes her and pushes her into the vat of chemicals and basically drives her insane the same way he was driven insane by the chemicals. And basically that's how their love starts. In this one, Joker falls in love with Harley, and then Harley willingly submits to becoming Joker's, I guess, bride, right?
Partner
Joker's
in crime
partner
slash bride.
crime companion.
Well, because there's a little moment that says, yeah, she's
because,
fearless and crazier than he is.
Yeah, and there's a moment where Harley is making the decision to go over the edge. At that point, yes, she's gone over to the darkness, right? You could see it in her eyes. She has that spark. Her spark of madness has become an inferno, and it's consuming her. You can see it in her eyes, but there's a moment between them. Joker's asking her, "Do you want this?" Because once you surrender to the badness, it becomes power, right? He's not forcing her, he's asking her. And in response, she falls backwards into the vat of chemicals. Not a vat of acid, it clearly says on the side, Ace Chemicals. Not acid, just chemicals. Same batch that turned Joker into Joker. And a lot of people go, okay, then Joker hesitates before jumping in. Why does Joker hesitate? I don't know. Maybe because Joker was pushed into the same vat of chemicals by the fucking Batman. And, a lot of people don't know this, Joker's afraid of heights. Yes, that's true. Joker does not like heights because he was dropped off of 6 stories into a giant vat of chemicals. That would kind of make you not like heights either. So the fact that he dithers a bit, he stands there and hesitates before stripping off his jacket and jumping in. It's not that he's about to walk away and abandon Harley. It's that he has to gather himself, right? He has to gather the last shred of his humanity to jump in after her, right?
True love, people.
It's not that he doesn't want to.
Right here.
It's not that he doesn't want to. Thank you. That's exactly it. It's his love conquering his fear to go in after Harley. Oh, and also, Harley didn't kill the Riddler. It clearly says on the screen, Harley didn't kill Robin. It clearly says on the screen, accomplice in Robin's death. So all of this is happening which we know because Batman v Superman already happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to address that. One, if you think that this is a bad Joker, fuck off. Every Joker is unique. Okay, there is no one set template for Joker. There will be a whole bunch of Jokers, and each of them is interesting in their own way. You want to know what a bad Joker will be? A bad Joker is the kind of Joker that does nothing. That's just straight up villainous, but has no madness behind them. That you can't see that psychotic twitch, that psychotic rage that drives him. This one, Jared Leto clearly captured it. You can see it in the background, where it's not just, I'm in this because I'm crazy, or I'm in this because I want this. It's a combination of the two. Now, soundtrack.
Oh, my favorite part. It was like a rock band heaven.
Oh,
for
yeah.
all you gamers out there. Every song.
And here's the thing. The songs are not just put in to be cool. They are cool. But the fact that they are cool is merely a side note. Every song in this movie is appropriately placed. The very opening song, which is House of the Rising Sun, it talks about a bad person being taken to jail to be punished for their crimes. And what is the opening scene? It's everybody in jail being punished for their crimes.
And then show how they all got there. Really.
In the middle of a swamp in New Orleans, in the middle of a swamp near New Orleans in Louisiana. So,
yep. Well done.
Bravo. They were talking about the reshoots. Well, you know what? Clearly the reshoots were necessary because everything that they stitched together really did make this movie. Okay? Can you think of any of the other soundtracks? I don't know.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Spirit in the Sky was in there. Oh gosh, what else was there? Spirit in the Sky. Oh man, it's almost 1 a.m.
Shady's back.
Right.
Eminem featured right in the middle, and I could not have been happier. They knew who their audience was. They said, This is all 90s nerds. Let's pander to them a bit.
Yeah.
Although you know what? Here's the thing. I wish, and I do wish this honestly, I wish that they had played some funner music over the fight scenes. If they had synced the fight scenes up so that like the second fight scene where they're going to go get Amanda Waller. If they that's the one thing with the trailer. DC suffers from this, and it suffers from it a lot. DC is very good at making trailers. They make mediocre films, right? Now this was a good film. It's not a great film, right? It's not it's not on the level of a Marvel film, okay? The worst Suicide Squad, if you take Suicide Squad as the best DC film, it's not on par with the worst Marvel film, right? I would take something like Ant-Man, right? And still rank it slightly above Suicide Squad.
That's another whole other video.
She disagrees with me heavily on Ant-Man.
You haven't seen it, though.
Haven't seen it,
and you
never
cannot
will.
properly comment. He cannot properly comment.
Okay, number right about that. Okay, let's finish this up.
Please.
Okay, so I believe we were somewhere talking about the Enchantress. The Enchantress is a good villain because she wants to destroy the world that is trying to be controlled by Amanda Waller. Which is obvious, right? Let's face it. Amanda Waller wants to save the world. So how do you get back at the person who imprisoned you? You destroy the thing. If you're a villain, you destroy the thing that they love the most, right?
Right.
Which in this case happens to be the world. Which is true. Let's face it. Amanda Waller has no family. Amanda Waller has no friends. She doesn't care about anything in particular. Her only purpose is to save, her jus de vivre, right? Her raison d'etre is to protect the world, right? And this is the way that she's going to do it. Okay, fuck you, I'm destroying the world and ruling it in your place, right? Fair point. I've seen way dumber plots. Thor 2. There's a generic villain, if ever you got one. And this one, design is unique. How many female villains have we had in either Marvel or DC?
Who truly scared me to my very soul. Yes.
I'll say this. This movie is entertaining all the way through. It's not boring.
No,
20
not
minutes
at
of
all.
entertainment, boring. 10 minutes of entertainment, finale, right? It's not Godzilla, it's not Batman v Superman, it's not Zod versus Clark Kent, right? Because he's not Superman at that point, he's Clark Kent. It's not any of these generic films that we've seen where boring, here's some action, roll credits, let's all go home, okay? So, I thought it was very enjoyable. It bears rewatching because every time you rewatch it, you're going to notice something else. For example, El Diablo is clearly one of the other paradimensional beings, right?
Right.
Because he was able to see through the Enchantress's spell. She clearly references, like, how long have you been able to see? She's acknowledging that they are of the same race, I suppose, right? They're of the same alien race. So, this movie really does bear rewatching. And honestly, I give it my recommendation. How many stars would you rate it?
3.5.
Out of?
5.
I would rate this on my scale as a 9.5 out of 12. Okay? It's not perfect, not by halves, right? There's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor that I need to see before this movie gets any better. At the same time, compared to everything else, it is not the worst by far. Okay? It is very good. So, that's been my review. Anything else to say?
Good night. Okay. Go see this movie. You might like it. Go, because again, I went in with low expectations. Because, you know, I'm late, but...
Would you say go in with low expectations or go in with high expectations?
Just don't read too many reviews. Go in, just, you know, not
Moderate.
thinking about other people's opinions. Form your own.
Yes, thank you. Moderate your own expectations. Form your own. And please, for God's sakes, don't burn yourself out on trailers like we did. Or I did.
Actually, yeah, I'd only seen the one. So.
I think that's the main problem. So many people burn themselves out on the trailer that, some people burn themselves out on the trailer that when they looked at the final product, they said didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah, see.
Alright, I think that should be our final word on this subject. Good night!